Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and I'm ready for spring. How about you? Unfortunately, it's pretty darn chilly across most of the Midwest. In fact, most of the eastern half of the country has dropped below the normal temperatures. We should be right now in the low to mid 50s, and we're not going to see 50s for several days. In fact, let's take a look at your Tuesday. It's just going to be well below normal. Cold, actually. Look at all this blue across the area. Remember, yellow reflects normal temperatures. So now we're looking at normal high temperatures again in the low to middle 50s, and so that's down in this area. So even though this is blue, it's going to be cold, but it's not going to be as cold as it would have been if it was back in January. This cold air mass could take us down into the single digits, but here, well, we're only going to see cold temperature highs in the lower 30s right here in the Ohio Valley. And if you ask me, that's certainly cold enough. Come Wednesday, we're going to modify just a little bit, but not a lot. It's still going to be relatively chilly across most of the eastern half of the country. Nice little warm up there in the central U.S. By Thursday, notice the warmer air starting to work its way in, at least getting back closer to normal. The cold air is retreating back up towards the north. By Friday, it gets really pretty nice around here. We should be well above normal. In fact, here on Friday, well above normal there in the central U.S. You still have a little bit of cold air carving itself out across the Great Lakes region. Then sneaking on into your upcoming weekend, well, it's not going to be too bad. Temperatures probably around 50-ish in the mid 50s right here in the Ohio Valley, maybe even a little bit warmer. Certainly very warm off to the west. Another developing system, though, off towards the west could give us a little bit of rain, maybe especially on Sunday. And here we go. On Sunday, you see kind of that dividing line. Very warm air to the south and a little bit chillier up towards the north. But still, nothing that bad, nothing like what we're currently experiencing across the Midwest. Precipitation-wise, well, Tuesday is going to be pretty dry across most of the area. A little bit of precipitation up to the north. There's that cold front stretching all the way down past Florida. Yes, Florida is even cooling off quite a bit. Here comes the next little bit of energy, and looks like that's going to come in on your Wednesday. And we could be looking at a little bit of snow showers right here in the Ohio Valley, especially in the morning. As the day wears on, it would change over to some more of a liquid precipitation, some showers down into the Florida Straits right around Cuba, down in that area. But this is what's going to affect the Great Lakes and the Midwest on Wednesday. Thursday, we dry out. That pushes off towards the northeast. Could be looking at some snow up in that area. Nothing all that significant. And then on Friday, a couple of light little showers, a little blurb coming through, but nothing, I don't think it's going to really mess up most of the Midwest. Most of that precipitation will be heading across the Great Lakes and up into New England. By Saturday, it's going to be a pretty nice day. There's that precipitation up to the north. There was those systems down over in the central U.S., and that's going to bring up some moisture as we head on into your Sunday. You'll see that here. And again, a couple of showers, nothing all that major. Overall, I think the weekend's going to be pretty darn nice for us to get back into our yards and our gardens to start working and getting everything ready for our spring planting. So basically nothing significant, no real severe weather that I see coming for the next 6 to 7 days. I'm George the Weather Dad. Have a nice week.